How's it going, ladies and gents? It's Jeff with iDownload Blog. I have Sebastian Page on the line with me. This is episode 27 of Let's Talk Jailbreak. Sebastian, what's up? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Besides having a bad ear infection, I'm doing just the end of the year.
Oh, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. It's actually getting better. It was at its worst on Friday morning, and I went to the doctor and got some antibiotics, and it's starting to feel better. It's still a little.
Definitely been in the water, or
Yeah, I think so. I've been surfing every day, nonstop, for over a week, for 10 days, I think. 10 days. So every day for 10 days, I've been in the water. And my ears are very sensitive to water, apparently. So it's most likely due to too much time in the ocean.
yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Doing really good. Just ready for tomorrow, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Looking
big
forward
day.
to it. It is, but it's kind of disappointing. I mean, it's just like we know everything. So hopefully there's some surprises and stuff still in store for us.
Good.
I'm really eager to see that new home button.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the mock-ups, at the concept that Martin Hayjuk, I don't know if I pronounce his name right, but that's about right, I think, made of the home button, and they're just so gorgeous. I'm just wishing that's what's going to happen. And it was this round home button, the little like silver ring around it, kind of looks like Siri, what Siri does. Like when Siri, you ask a question to Siri or something, and Siri is thinking, it just goes in a circle like this, and
right, forever.
Yeah, forever most of the time. I was, thinking that maybe, the on-screen Siri could be replaced by this, and maybe have a little light in there, that turns every time Siri is thinking. Or maybe this could be used, as someone mentioned on Twitter to me, maybe this could be used as a some kind of light for notification. So if you had a notification, maybe this thing would just turn blue or like slightly red or something. I don't know.
That would be interesting.
It would be more than the fingerprint sensor. It would just actually give you some information as well about the status of your
really
phone.
cool.
So that'd be just great. Now that's maybe a little too much asking, and but no matter what, we'll know for sure tomorrow at about the same time.
Yeah. Now, I know last week we talked about the whole cable modem thing. Did you ever get a new modem?
No, I totally forgot actually. I know I asked you about the name and fabric, make and model of your new modem, and I said, yeah, I'll check it out later, and I never checked it out actually.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what else went on this past week? Anything?
What else went on? We got a new logo. I don't know if you noticed. Of course you noticed.
Yeah.
You knew about the new logo before there was a new logo, so yes, Yeah, what do you think? It's a little more simple. It's a little cleaner, I think. There's not much going on in the logo, and it's very much in the spirit of iOS 7, of course.
I like it. I especially like the app icon.
Yeah, I love the app icon. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's taken a while for the full logo to grow on me. I guess I was just so used to having like the loading bar. I kind of miss that.
Mm-hmm.
The loading bar.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
know, but there's no more loading of applications. I mean,
Right.
the loading of applications now is just like a full
Circle.
circle that gets fuller as the download completes. So that would have gone against the spirit. But yeah,
I'm a what do they call it? The people who like the original stuff. There's a word for that.
probably.
I can't think of the word right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new logo is great. And who made it again?
Sure, Nix.
Okay.
So
Well,
the
that
guy,
explains why it looks so
the
good.
guy who's behind Icon, of course, and he's been doing a few things design-wise for the site for a while. He made the cover of Let's Talk Jailbreak, the podcast.
And let's talk iOS.
And let's talk iOS. The one-time episode we had on thinking we would go back on iTunes, which never happened, unfortunately.
I still get so many questions about that. Like I see that question all the time.
Yeah.
Where can I find this? Especially on YouTube. Like everyone wants to know. where can I find this podcast
Yeah.
on iTunes? And yeah,
Sorry.
we're not going to be there.
No, we're going underground, as we said in episode 10, I believe, which is still our most it's still our most popular episode, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's episode 10, the one that titled "We're Going Underground."
Huh.
Let me check really quick, since I'm on my desktop here. I should be able to get this info pretty quickly. So yeah, I confirm that our most popular episode is episode number 10. We are going underground. With, do you know how many downloads?
I'm going to say 50,000.
No, come on. You know better than that.
How many?
70,000.
How many?
50,000 downloads would be, at this rate that we're doing now, 50,000 downloads would be a pretty bad episode for us.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're consistently now over 60,000, except this one show, number 21, that was at 38,000 for some reason. But all of them are at 60,000 plus.
That's pretty
And
awesome.
yeah, episode 25, I think, is about to become the number one show. I think by maybe in a week or two, it will be number one show and take over episode number 10.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it is. Yeah.
26 episodes, 27, including this one. And
It's over half
we're
a year.
going really strong. It's a happy year, man. Very happy year.
Yeah. So we had a lot of jailbreak tweaks this week.
Yeah.
We had a lot of jailbreak news, I guess you could say.
I was going to say, maybe we should start with all this jailbreak news.
You want to start?
Last week on the show, we were talking about how VinoCM got you access to a jailbreak for your iPhone 4S, right? It was for your iPhone 4S,
Yes.
correct? Yeah. And it was running on 6.1.3. At the time, there were a few questions. Is this going to work for the iPhone 5 running iOS 6.1.4, which is the latest software version available for the iPhone 5? So we were pretty confident it would be, but we were not sure. And a few days ago, when was that? A couple of days ago, actually, VinoCM showed off his jailbroken iPhone 5 running iOS 6.1.4. So this is obviously great news. We still don't know much about the progress of a potential release of this jailbreak. Like you mentioned last week, it's very rough. It's definitely not made for the faint of heart. It's something that most people wouldn't be able to replicate themselves because it's not a one-click jailbreak, basically. It's
More of a proof of concept.
More of a proof of concept, yes. Speaking of proof of concept, VinoCM released something on Pastebin or something, what was called a DIY jailbreak, a do-it-yourself jailbreak. And the jailbreak community kind of went crazy, hoping that, people could use this and jailbreak their device with this code. But unfortunately, it is my understanding that this DIY jailbreak is not much of a jailbreak. It's more of a proof of concept, as we said. So basically, this is nothing you can really do with this. It's just a piece of a much bigger puzzle. But, this information is out there and people can try to use it anyway.
Yeah, the thing is that the user would still need their own kernel exploit. So basically what this does is gives them an idea of what to do in their shellcode, and that's directly from VinoCM. But they would still need their own kernel exploit in order to get this working. So
basically, yeah, and if we had a kernel exploit, we probably would have a jailbreak now, like full on for everybody released, I would think.
Yeah. So don't get your hopes up too, basically.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up too much.
I know some people were so offended that I posted a video of my iPhone 4S jailbroken. They were just so in a tizzy over the fact that I had a jailbroken iPhone and they didn't. But this wasn't to show off. It was just to show that it was possible. So yeah, don't get mad.
Yeah, and if you have an iPhone 5 on 6.1 point something or iOS 6 something 6.x that is jailbroken right now, it might not be, if you want to keep your jailbreak anyway, it might not be a good idea to update to iOS 6.1.4 right now. If you were hoping that because there's been talks about a jailbreak and this DIY jailbreak thing, if you're hoping that there'll be a jailbreak coming out soon, if you really care about your jailbreak, stay where you
Yeah,
are
and there's
and
really no
don't change
benefit to
anything.
6.1.4 anyway over the
Right. There's
previous.
zero benefit.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. So, but you know, a lot of people like to be on the latest firmware, and I totally understand that. You want the latest, you know, even if it doesn't bring anything.
Right.
It always feels safe to be on the latest. So yeah, if you really care about your jailbreak, stay where you are. If you don't, do whatever you want. Maybe even try on iOS 7 when it comes out next week, or I don't know, maybe tomorrow.
Or if you're
I
really
doubt it.
feeling adventurous, drop your iPhone, break the screen, take it to the Apple Store, get a new one with iOS 6.1.4, and then update
Yeah.
to iOS 7.
Speaking of which, I've got a new iPhone 5.
You do?
Well, I had problems with my test device, my test iPhone 5 that's running iOS 7. The screen was not fitted right. And sometimes when I would tap on it in this one location of the screen, I would hear like a little pop, like the screen was like out of place, and was when I tap on it, it was coming back where it's supposed to be.
Weren't you
It was-
complaining about that when you first bought it? I seem to remember you saying something about it wasn't, something was wrong with it.
Well, you know, I bought this iPhone 5, black iPhone 5 as a test device. I bought it from a guy on Craigslist,
Right,
so
yeah.
a guy I didn't know, and I think the guy like spilled some hot chocolate on it or something, because there were some like some marks of like something that would look like hot chocolate, like brownish, like pretty much everywhere. It was not like over.
You better hope it's hot
It was,
chocolate.
yeah, it was not like, yeah, it was not like overwhelming, but I could see like everywhere there was a little bit of brown. So a little bit of brown.
Oh,
So
man.
I returned this, got it exchanged a few weeks ago because the power button wasn't working well. And I think actually, now that you mention it, I think I already returned it before. Yeah, okay, this is the whole story. I bought the thing, the home button wasn't working very well. So I went to the Apple Store. They opened it up, they cleaned it up, and they put it back on. And the home button was still wasn't working very well. But the guy was over me. The genius, he was like, "Okay, I'm over you. Like, you gotta go." We didn't say it, but I could understand it. So I went back home, and a week later, I made another appointment. And you know, I knew my chances would be that I would get another genius guy, which I did. And this other guy was much more open to talking, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna change the whole screen and the home button." So I got a new screen and a new home button. Then a couple of months later, a month later, I had problem with the sleep button. It would just work like 50% of the time. So I went back to the Apple Store. They exchanged the whole device. They gave me a new device, refurbished, I assume, device. And that's the device that had problem with the screen, which I returned on Saturday, I think. And yeah, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I can see the problem here. I'll be right back." And he came back 5 minutes later with a new iPhone, or refurbished iPhone, most likely. So this one is acting just fine so far.
So that's your fourth iPhone? Third? Fourth?
No, I
Fourth.
think it's the fifth or sixth, because I also have my jailbroken iPhone 5, the white one, which I haven't used in weeks, really. And this one, I exchanged it like a few times too. Well, I know, like at first I had a black iPhone and I didn't like it, so I returned the black iPhone. So I got the white iPhone, and then I think I returned it a couple of times for like home button problems or something. I just return my phones all the time. My iPad Mini is the same thing. I returned it twice. I don't think I have one single Apple device that hasn't been exchanged or returned. Yeah.
They have a nice little dossier.
Well, I asked the guy. I said, "Do you see my history on your, your little thingy here?" And he says, "Yeah, I can see your history." And he said, "But I have to look at it. It doesn't show up when you come over, when you check in at the."
The alarm starts
Yeah,
going off. When
I,
you
w-
walk
I
in
was
the
thinking
store.
that maybe they would have something that says, "Watch out, this guy. He owns like every possible Apple product, and he exchanges them all the time." But no.
Well, I wonder if Best Buy does that to me because it's ridiculous how many items I've returned to Best Buy. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I'm surprised I'm
They
not
returned
banned
for like.
from the
Did you
store.
return them because they were malfunctioning, or because you?
Sometimes, but mainly it's just because I just have like buyer's remorse, and I'm like, I don't want this. I'll just take it back. And the thing is, I have 45 days to return
Mhm.
anything, so that's like a month and a half. So it gives me plenty of time to have, remorse over a purchase or decide I don't want to keep it. And so yeah, I probably have a large record there. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some jailbreak tweaks because we had quite a few good ones
Yeah, we
this
did.
week. One that really stood out to me was Wave Off. You see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's a tweak that basically allows you to wave in front of your iPhone to turn the screen on or off. It was a pretty popular tweak as far as commenters went. Um, it's interesting, very interesting tweak.
Well, it clearly gets inspiration from a feature of the Galaxy S4.
Exactly.
And I think you didn't mention this in your post, did you?
I didn't, but
You
it's
did.
kinda-
You did in the video, though, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think that's why there's always like hated comments when you start talking about Android, and there's always these Android people coming and saying, "Oh, the iPhone is finally catching up. I've had that on Android for a year." Okay, great. What point are you making, really? But I think that's why it was very popular. So what can you explain what the tweak does? Because we're talking about it, and if someone hasn't seen or heard about it, they might not be sure what we're talking about.
Well, basically, you just wave in front of your iPhone. It checks the proximity sensor. So when you wave in front of the proximity sensor, it turns the screen on or off. That's pretty much all it does. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, pretty much like Galaxy S4 as
Well,
far as usefulness.
except like there's a big limitation to wave off is that your device has to be unlocked. And when I mean unlocked, I don't mean carrier unlocked, but the device has to be active. Correct?
Right. It can't be asleep. You
Yeah, it can't
like
be
hit the
asleep.
sleep button. Yeah. So it has to, because if it's sleep, the proximity sensor isn't sensing anything. It's just dead. So when you turn your iPhone on, you hit the sleep button, you wake it up, then you can toggle your screen on or off using a wave.
Mhm.
Absolutely pointless, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean,
May-
why would
maybe-
you, besides, okay, yeah, I want my screen to be off, but I don't want my device to be locked. I guess, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just weird to me, but
Maybe if you're okay, I'm totally pulling this out of my bottom, but can you imagine you're having a test in school, and I don't know if you're allowed to have your iPhone on the table or not, but you could put your iPhone on the table and have like a page showing, I don't know, some answers, or I don't know what you were studying, and then you can wave off or wave on as a teacher comes by, like you just put your hand on top of it and shoof, the screen goes black. As
That
it
would
goes
be
away,
bad.
floop, you put it back on, and you can read about whatever, something.
yeah, if you're bad, you can do that.
If you're bad, you can do this.
Or you could, just use it because you want to show off to your friends that own a S4.
Yeah, but they're probably going to burn
wanna
you
make-
because they're going to show you what the S4 can really do. And you're going to, I think, look a little bit ridiculous compared to what the S4 can do.
Yeah,
in
I just
terms of
think all
waiting.
that. Yeah, it's kind of just goofy, really. but-
Yeah, it might be another proof of concept. It seems to be a recurring word or few words today. a proof of concept. You can do this on your iPhone if you want to.
Yeah, it's 99 cents on Cydia's Big Boss Repo. It's called Wave Off. Check it out. Another tweak was that I really liked actually from this past week was a tap tap folder. Were you able to check that one?
Yes, I checked it out. Not a big fan. Basically, it's a tweak that allows you to launch the first application in a folder by just tapping on this folder. So, for example, you have a folder called photography, and in this folder you have 12 apps, and the first app at the very top is maybe Camera Plus. If you have tap folder enabled, when you want to go directly to Camera Plus, instead of tapping on the folder, or you open the folder and then tap on the app, you can just tap once on the folder and it will automatically launch the first app, which in our case is Camera Plus. If you do want to open up the folder to see what's inside, you just double tap on it.
Yeah, and also what it does is it makes the first application, it makes that like makes a large icon inside of the folder so you can tell that, okay, this is the first app that's going to launch when I tap this folder. That makes sense?
It does. It completely makes sense. Yes, it's a good tweak. I'm not sure about displaying a big icon. The first icon, the one that launches.
Yeah, it's a great tweak. It just needs a few options. Number one, it needs an option to toggle that icon display off, like you were saying. Number two, it needs an option so you can switch around the taps. Right now, if you double tap, it opens the folder up. That should probably be reversed to make it double tap to launch the first application. I just think that would be more natural.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts when I saw the video, actually.
Yeah. It's tap folder. It is free on Cydia's Big Boss Repo.
So hopefully it will be updated and maybe a couple of features will be added, and including the one you mentioned. That'd be great.
Yeah. Next up, we had Anemo, and this is a tweak that has been previewed before, and it's kind of been in the works for a while. Now it's finally out, available for purchase and download. It's $2.99 on Cydia's Big Boss Repo. And what this does is it gives you quick reply by means of your banner notifications. So if you receive a message, you have a little banner comes down from the top of the status bar. There'll be a little button to the right of that banner. You tap that button, you get a quick reply interface that's really clean looking. It's really simple, straight to the point, and yeah, it's really nice.
So you did mention that Anemo might get a bunch of updates in the future and get more features added up to it.
Yes. Right now it's on version 0.8.
Okay.
When 1.0 drops, then there will be a bunch of new features added, like I think quick reply from the lock screen, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And some other stuff.
Okay, because as it stands, that's something that, I mean, that's a great tweak, looks good and everything. That's not something very useful because in many cases, I am not on my iPhone when I get a text message. And the only way to do a quick reply right now with Anemo is if you are currently using your iPhone, it's active and you get the banner notification. So for example, if you were away and you come back and you see that you have a text message on your lock screen, so far Anemo can't do anything about that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when Anemo would be very handy, is when I have something on the lock screen, or maybe I know I have maybe I want to reply from Notification Center. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and those are coming. Those features are coming in 1.0.
Good. I can't wait to see what's going to be.
All right, so it's $2.99. It's a little pricey for what it does right now, but it should be updated with more features. So just hang in there for you early adopters.
What else do we have this week? We have Voice Changer, something that's perfect for creeps.
Yeah, if you're in a witness protection program, this is perfect for you. Voice Changer is the tweak that, allows you to change your voice up when you make a phone call. It only works with the iPhone, obviously. It's by Elias Limnius. Limnios? Yeah.
Elias. I think it's Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's Greek, so I would
Yeah.
pronounce it Elias Limnios.
Yeah. He made Call Recorder and Call Bar with Joshua
Mm-hmm.
Tucker. He makes some really good tweaks, interesting tweaks. They're usually like really like ambitious and stuff like that. This one is pretty much the same. It's voice changer, and it brings 5, not including or including your normal voice, 5 voice effects to your iPhone. I think there's like one called Rumpelstiltskin, one called Smurf, Dark Lord, and something else.
Tenoro.
Yeah. But the thing about this tweak is that they all generally sound the same. It's just the octave level is different. So obviously, Dark Lord is going to be deep voice, witness protection sound, and then you have your Rumpelstiltskin, which has this really high pitched voice. But the quality of the phone call in general is just cell phone calls are such bad quality that it kind of hinders this tweak's ability to perform. And not only that, just the voice effects aren't varied enough um, to really make it stand out. Kind of lackluster. And it's $2.99 at that.
Yeah. Maybe.
And another thing, though, let me just
Yeah.
mention this real quick. You can't actually change the voices from the phone app interface. You actually have to go all the way out, back to settings. I mean, you could change it on the fly while you're in a phone call, but you got to go back to the settings preferences for voice changer and change those up. That is a little disappointing.
And but I mean, that's obviously not the tweak for everybody. But it's it's a cool tweak if you want to play a prank or something. And
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the Dark Lord voice itself makes it worth it if your whole goal is just to like really scare people, I guess.
I'm surprised we haven't seen such an application, such a tweak before.
Me too, actually.
I mean, maybe there's been, maybe we don't know about them. If there is any tweak like this, and if you're listening, make sure to let us know. But yeah, I don't think there's been a similar tweak in the past. So it's
Yeah.
always good to have something new.
Yeah, I should mention also that 4S users, it works, but it only works when you're using the speakerphone. So generally, if you want to use this, you probably should have a jailbroken iPhone 5.
Okay, why do you need to be on speakerphone on the 4S?
No, maybe it just doesn't have enough processing.
I don't know.
It
Probably
doesn't make
some
sense.
hardware limitation here. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't get loud enough in your headset, or
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. Anyway,
But
$2.99 on Big Bus Repo, I think.
the only
The only pretty much repo. All right. What is the last one? Last one is Video Explorer. Something you had talked about Audio Explorer before, so I think this is fairly similar. Can you talk to us about Video Explorer?
exactly like Audio Explorer, literally exactly like. The only difference is that you can import, share, view videos, and this allows you to basically to scan your entire file system, including all the applications that are installed. So, say you're playing a game, and this game includes a video, a video cutscene in the game. Well, it'll actually find that video cutscene and allow you to export it or to share it with someone, import it into your camera roll using Gremlin, etc. It's a really cool tweak. It's not out yet, but it should be out in the near future, I guess you could say, probably for around $2 to $3.
Okay.
Video Explorer.
And I think that wraps it up for this week's tweaks.
Yeah, I think so. It was a pretty good
It was
week.
a pretty good week.
I mean, some decent tweaks out there this week. And I have another one that I'm looking at now. So there's also this guy, Redan, on the Cydia store. He's doing something like a tweak week, so sort of something like that. I think he calls it Fun Week or something like. Let me check it. Hold on one sec. But it's like a tweak week inspired thing going on right now.
Okay, so is that going to be featuring several developers, or is it only him?
It looks like it's only him right
Okay.
now. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's called Fun Week, and he has releasing 7 projects this week. There's already 2 out there that I see. There's probably more, but we'll be covering those as well.
Cool. Well, we got a big day coming up tomorrow.
Yes, get your sleep, take your vitamins,
Yeah. Uh,
all that.
so of course you'll be joining us with along with Christian and Cody, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be on deck.
Can't wait. 1 p.m. Eastern,
10 a.m.
10
Pacific.
a.m.
So we'll do as we do every year. We don't do a live blogging per se because we're not at the event, so we can't really live blog somewhere where we're not. But we'll be publishing posts as we get the news. We don't know yet if the event will be live streamed or not. So we don't really know. Might be. Hopefully it will be. That would make it easier for everybody. And I'm bummed I didn't receive my invite. Yeah. Well, maybe I shouldn't hope too much. They don't even want us on iTunes. Why would they want us in their event? But one can hope. One can dream. Yeah. So I think that kind of wraps it up. That was a quick episode today.
Not our quickest though,
Oh.
by a long shot. We've had quite a bit. We've had some just a hair over 30-minute.
Well, and hopefully this episode will be posted before tomorrow 10 a.m.
Yes.
So that everything we're saying now makes sense, because most of it wouldn't even make sense, you know.
It'll have to be posted before.
Yeah. But yeah, what else do you have going on?
That's it, man. Just trying to get ready for tomorrow.
Yep.
Pretty much it.
All right, sounds good. I am going to get ready for the events tomorrow. I'm actually talking with Christian and Cody right now, and hopefully we'll be, in a good shape and everything, and we'll be there on time and reporting some awesome information, and we'll get a brand new iPhone soon.
Yes. Looking forward to it. Yeah, hopefully this will be the start to a nice third or fourth quarter.
Yes.
I know the fourth quarter doesn't start until next month, but just a kickstart.
That's what I'm looking for. All right, Jeff, as always, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Yes, indeed. I will talk to you next week, and hopefully we'll talk about how much we are looking forward to that fingerprint sensor.
Yep.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.